Good morning, mechanical keyboard friends. In today's video, we're going to do a deep dive on the not so deep, low profile Air75 from NuPhy? I wish they would tell me how to pronounce it. Disclosure, they did send me this for free to test out, although they're not paying me, of course. But I'm stoked. The Halo 65, much thicker version, also from NuPhy, was my favorite keyboard of 2023. It's just delightful. It's actually my daily driver right now. I put some beautiful drop shadow, I think is the name of the keycaps on there, and I just love it. I use it every day. I'm stoked to test out low profile, travel friendly, and just an incredible slew of features. I don't even, is that a word? Slew. Slew of features that I've read about and I'm excited to test for you today. So let's dive into the shallow end and test out the Air75. First up, a very thorough unboxing. Did I scare you right there? I scared myself a little bit. So a couple of things here. I'm not a big fan of low profile keyboards personally, based on feel and sound. But I've only tried like, I think 3, maybe 2. The most recent one being one of the Keychron low profiles. I don't even remember the number, K12 maybe? Doesn't matter. I tried that out. And it works and it's functional. It's kind of fun to take it on airplanes, and I did that once, and people asked me questions about it, and it was fun. But it wasn't my favorite keyboard. It wasn't. It's just, it felt low profile, and it felt like this is not really my jam or whatever. So I have that going into the Air75 here. But there's a few things I want to mention. First of all, they have an entire blog post telling you the history of designing this keyboard. It's actually, I mean, it's super nerdy. You may not care at all. But I care. Before I do the keyboard reveal, here's what's in the case. But they just put a lot of time and effort and energy into these keyboards. And here's your, weeb stuff right here. As long as the instructions are clear, and it looks like they are, I love it. So I really like the way they think about things over there at that company. They seem to be doing it right. They really do. The Halo 65 is amazing. They have a lot of cool things on here. Braided cable. Really nice braided cable, USB, of course, as always. Keycap puller, your standard stuff. Not much to look at. Switches and keycaps, obviously. And I'm guessing some extra switches. And I don't know what this is, actually. Extra keycaps. I see. So these do work with both Mac and Windows. And in fact, you'll see in a second, they have a Mac and Windows toggle key, a physical toggle on the outside of the keyboard, which I personally love because I work on my Mac. I'm recording this video on a Mac, and I got my gaming PC right there, and I could use for both. And this pairs with up to 4 devices at once, which is great. Bluetooth. What? Really? Okay, that was just me being dumb. Anyways, physical toggle, Windows, Mac. The Halo 65 works super well on both Windows and Mac. Come on. Yeah. We'll come back to keycaps. This is extra switches. I got the Daisy switches. Yo, what is that? Is this to like hold your cable somewhere specifically? A USB? I have no idea what this is. Some extra switches, just some different colors right here, and the dongle. I don't think you need to see much more of that stuff. All right, let's do a keyboard tour and talk about the details just for a second. I took off the keycaps, but let's start from there, top to bottom here. Keycaps, it comes with double shot PBT, which is actually really impressive when you kind of think about it. 2 pieces of plastic molded together. Does not have RGB shine through, but they do offer several on their website that do have that. And they also offer some die sub designs as well. You get lots more cool designs and flowers and vintage looks and all sorts of stuff on the website, which is amazing because these are actually not super easy to find, right? Low profile keycaps. They got a ton of designs right when you buy your keyboard. I think that's A+. But the double shots, nice, crisp look, very clean. Very well done. Very well done, I will say. All right, moving down just a little bit. Let's talk about the switches. These came with the Daisy switches. I know you can't see that very well, and I'm not going to take that out, but they are low-profile switches. They have a few different proprietary options. I think they're like floral switches. They're all named after flowers. I don't have it up in front of me, but I got the Daisies. They seem to be out on their website right now, but they also offer some just low-profile Gateron red, brown, and blue switches, which I would never do. I would just do the floral ones just for some fun. Why not? Don't go with the cheaper stuff. Go with the proprietary stuff. Factory lubed, apparently. Really cool. Well done. This is hot swappable, so you can put in different low-profile switches. So there you go. Nice and handy. All right, let's talk about the case. The top is not see-through, opaque, I suppose you could say, but the bottom is. And I actually never would have thought about this. I just would have looked at it and said, oh, that's pretty cool. You can kind of like semi-transparent see-through. They actually put a lot of time and thought about this. I read the blog post on their site, and this is a little bit upgraded from version 1. This is version 2 of the Air75. And they also matched the internals, some parts, not everything, to the case color. So you can go white, black, or this is like lunar gray, space gray, or something like that. The internals match, which I think is amazing, right? Like if you get the white version, this looks more white and the internals are somewhat white. I think that's really cool. It's just an excellent design choice. Let's actually switch gears and go to the bottom of the keyboard here. Oh wait, before I forget. On, off, or actually off wired wireless toggle right there, obviously. I actually just paired this before I started recording, so I'll turn it on. You can see it light up. And right next to it, it has the Windows and Mac toggle. Just toggle between Windows and Mac, which is super handy. Very easy to pair, by the way. Just function 1, function 2, function 3, function 4, up to 4 devices. You long press for like 3 seconds, it popped right up. It works just fine. It was great. I think they called these the Air feet, if I'm not mistaken. They are foldable feet. They're really well done. But the cool thing about this is they're specifically designed to just sit on a laptop. You can go look at their website and make sure it's compatible, but it was compatible with a bunch of different brands, Windows, Mac, etc. I'm actually really excited to test this out and see if this fits on my tiny MacBook Air. This is like the 14-inch version. Sits on there. It's not supposed to move around a whole lot. You could travel with this thing. Seems really cool, right? You can actually use the trackpad like below it. Excited to test that out. Other than that, last thing I'll say about the feet, by the way, is I love these feet. They don't fall off easy. Every keyboard needs to have some rubber feet or silicone feet or something. And when you do like the keyboard kits from anywhere that I've ever done, they come with like little feet that you like stick on. They're sticky. They always fall off. You have to like hot glue those things on there. I really like these. Thank you for just having nice rubber or silicone feet, whatever. It just works. That's good. Reduces desk noise, keeps it from slipping around. Way to go. Just like 3 more really quick things. That does have sound dampening in there. I'm not going to take this apart to show you. You can see it on their website. But they put a few different tiny layers of material in here to dampen the sound. They also have dampened the space bar specifically. I think they call it the ghost bar, the ghost key bar or something. It's cool. It's like some little inserts on the underneath of the space bar. I actually showed it in my last video about that one. To match the sound of the keyboard, right? Space bar is sometimes a lot louder or even sometimes a lot softer. Matches the sound from keys to spacebar. QMK VIA compatible firmware, which I'm stoked about. They weren't going to do this, and then they tested it, and I'm glad they did. I love being able to just fire up VIA and change stuff, right? I already have it downloaded on my computer, Windows, Mac, Linux, doesn't matter. QMK VIA compatible, perfect. Chef's kiss. Last thing, super, super fast pulling in dongle mode per them. I actually don't know what the standard rate is, but this is like 1,000 hertz. It's really fast. Supposedly, if you use it in dongle mode, if you do gaming, don't even worry about a wireless connection. It's supposed to be very, very speedy indeed. Me, I don't care because I'm not that good. Amazing looking accessories. I actually wanted them to send me a little bag or a case. They have a few different types, some of which use magnets to like stick to the keyboard. I think that's really cool. They didn't send me any, but I wish they did. Last thing, actually, I forgot about this. These side lights are actually functional, right? The left side, this one has the caps lock. It'll like turn bright when you turn the caps lock on, and it shows something else. I don't actually remember, but this one shows, well, first, they're doing gradients right now because that's what the RGB was set to, but it will show your power, your battery left on the keyboard, so you'll know when to charge it. I find that super helpful. So let's do a sound test and see what this baby sounds like. And then I will come back after the sound test like a week from now. I'm going to use this for like a week and let you know my thoughts. All right, so it's time for Pete's review. Hope you don't mind if I go handheld so I can actually show you a few things up close. And I also want to show you just kind of how this works sitting on a laptop. I think that's a good use case. Bottom line, by the way, I really like this. I think it's impressive as a low profile mechanical keyboard. I personally would not choose it over a normal profile for a few reasons, which I'll get to. But honestly, if you want a low profile keyboard, if you want a good travel keyboard, this is the favorite that I've found. It sounds great for being low profile switches and low profile things. It's not quite as deep sounding as the Halo 65, the big brother, if you will, for the Air75. But honestly, it's super solid. It feels great. It feels nice. It doesn't feel like a really tiny travel keyboard thing. It feels nice. It feels like a mechanical keyboard. I like the experience. That said, let me show you one or two other things. So I have a teeny tiny MacBook Air. I believe it's the smallest one. They make 14 inches. And for me, I have to set it right here. There is a little green slash on the bottom of these feet. It's actually that feet on those feet, and you can tell it sticks out just a tiny bit. That you have to wriggle in to kind of like lock it in place. So I'm gonna set mine on here, and you will press some buttons as you're doing this, FYI. Okay, so there it is. It's kind of locked into place just a little bit so it won't move around, and it works. What do you know? You can sit there. My trackpad is covered probably like 5–10%. It's not a ton. I found when I was using this naturally, I actually this was kind of normal. I didn't feel that bad. I didn't feel that bad. Quick note, depending on your keyboard, if you have anything that like turns your keyboard off, like there's a button right here on the Mac, when you hold it down, it literally turns the entire computer off. Not the keyboard, sorry. It turns the computer off. I've turned my entire computer off 2 different times, just trying to put the keyboard on there and get it settled in the right spot, and the weight was pushing that button down, turned my entire computer off. Kind of frustrating. 3 people that should buy this keyboard. Number 1, if you just like the look of it. The design, it's sleek. It is really well designed. They put a lot of effort into this. You like that look? That's great. Number 2, you need or want the low profileness. Maybe you wrist finger pain when typing for long periods or otherwise. You don't want to use a wrist rest or whatever. This is your keyboard. And number 3, if you want to travel. Obviously, this is smaller. It fits into a bag quite easily. You can put it on your laptop. Travel A+, right? If you're one of those 3 people, this is the best that I personally tested. It's better than I won't even say their names. The competitor low-profile travel mechanical keyboards. I like this one better. It's better designed. It feels sturdier. It is a little bit heavier. Not necessarily great for travel, but not like too heavy you can't travel with it. Just heavier as in like solid. Sounds great, feels great for a low profile keyboard. I highly approve. Pete's recommendation, Pete's check of approval. That said, I'd still go with the Halo 65 just because I don't need a low profile. And I don't really plan on traveling with it that much, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. NuPhy, they are starting to put out some really cool keyboards over the past 2 years. And I think this Air75 V2 is just phenomenal. It's really great. The Halo 65, or even the different sizes of the Halos, and this Air, phenomenal keyboards. You can't go wrong. So go spend your money. Seriously, I recommend these keyboards wholeheartedly. I really do. Not just saying that. All right. I hope you enjoyed Pete's lovely review of the Air75 mechanical keyboards. And, I just did something stupid to my computer. I hope you enjoyed the Air75 review. Drop me some fat comments below and subscribe to the channel if you want eternal wealth and glory.